Hello again, everybody. Lance Russell and Dave Brown right along the ringside, and we're about ready to go with another big week. Championship wrestling. Been looking forward to this one all week long.
Should be a good one today. We've got a TV title match. Kevin Sullivan will be defending his championship here today. Chic, Donovan, the Golden Boy, is going to be in here. He'll be in a single match today. And we're going to have Koko, Ware, and Rodgers teamed on one side of the ring. They will be going against this masked team of the Nightmares in an expiration of time match. And looking forward to that one. The Nightmares not one of the big, huge masked teams, so it seems like maybe a good matchup right here.
Doggone good match. And I'll tell you, in addition to that, Dave, we have got, I had said through the week on the promotion that we did, have you ever seen a guy knock down 12 flights of stairs? Yeah, well, we got it today. We were in the Louisville Gardens, Louisville, Kentucky, and boy, I got to tell you that it was one of the wildest matches I have ever seen in my life. I think the moon must have been in its double-odd quadrant or something like that. Everybody was growing whiskers out of their ears. It was unbelievable. Well, we've got all of that today, and by golly, I'll tell you what, you don't want to go away till you've had an opportunity to see that. Speaking of opportunities, let's get to it. We're going to be back. Oh, I forgot one thing, too. Jimmy Hart is supposed to produce, you remember the interference in there? And Eddie Marlin fined Wayne Ferris $1,000, and Hart said, no, Wayne Ferris, I've got the man, he's a friend of mine, and I'll produce him and all that. We'll have him here today. Let's get at it. We'll be back in just a moment. Okay, we're about ready to go. We've got a TV championship match coming up here. I want to call Kevin Sullivan out here. Of course, I think everybody knows that Kevin defeated Dutch Mantell for the TV title. There has not been a return since then. And before you get in the ring on the defense today, you were defending your title against Pat Hutchinson. I want to say this in all fairness, Kevin, that I think that last week you defended against Pat Hutchinson, who is not a ranked contender. With the explanation, you're giving young guys a chance. You remember how hard it was for you to get started and all that. I think that's very commendable. I must say this, that I think Hutchinson probably... it was the best match and most aggressive I have ever seen him. He really went after you.
Lance, it's like anything else. I bring out the best in anybody. With the first family right here of professional wrestling, James Hart, the _1 manager in the country, just being associated with us, just getting in the ring, like you said, Pat Hutchinson, it was the best match of his life. Jimmy Hart brings out the best of anybody.
Oh, okay, Kevin. I've said I think that's, commendable that you've given the opportunity to Pat. Today, you're defending against Tim Leonard. Now, Tim, all due respect, boy, this guy has come along so great. He's a young fellow that came out of Jonesboro, Arkansas. He's just been in the wrestling business a very short time. He has really come along. And I think it's commendable to give him a chance.
Well,
but Kevin, here's the point. What is this doing for? There's no question about it. You and I got our differences, as I do with Mr. Hart over here. But you are a class wrestler. You got a world-class reputation in there. You do hold a TV championship. What is this doing for Kevin Sullivan? There's no Lawlers, no Mantells, no Dundee's Dreams, guys who have the experience and have been around like that, and here it's an entirely different class of wrestlers that you're going.
Lance, I don't want to test your intelligence because I know you're down here from the South, and sometimes I have to say this and repeat it. When I first started, I needed a break. Guys like Mantell, who I defeated soundly, he is a loser. Guys like Lawler, Dundee, the Dreams, they've had their chance. To me, they're in the back now. They have in the bottom of the line. It's guys like Tim Leonard, young, upcoming, terrific athletes who I have to test. To me, I have nothing to prove because I'm the champion, and I'm going to remain the champion. And I do all my talking right there in the ring, and I intend to do it today. And I intend to have a very tough match because, like James said, this man is a tough man. I think he's tougher than Lawler, Dundee, the Dream, and I'm not even going to talk about Mantell.
Yeah. Kevin Sullivan, and he's heading to the ring right now for his TV championship defense against young Tim Leonard today, Dave.
All right, it's going to be a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. One-fall, 15-minute time limit. The challenger is from Jonesboro, Arkansas, 212 pounds, Tim Leonard. And Defending his TV championship from Boston, Massachusetts, 220 pounds with his manager, Jimmy Hart, Kevin Sullivan. This will be 1 fall, 15-minute time limit. Referee Jerry Calhoun.
Okay, Dutch, we don't want any trouble out here today, please. Dutch Mantell, who was the champion prior to his loss to Kevin Sullivan. And today, Sullivan, another defense. Ooh, right off the bat. Dutch?
Well, first of all, I'm going to come out here and watch every match Kevin Sullivan has on the TV, and he's not having a very easy time against Tim Leonard right now. And you see, Tim is seeing this as the opportunity of her lifetime, and he's really giving Sullivan right now a hard go
behind him.
And I'm going to stay out here every time Sullivan is on this television because he owes me a rematch, and I'm going to get it by hook or by crook, one way or the other. Leonard almost got a pin on him right now. Hart, shut your big fat mouth before I come down and knock your teeth out. Ah, hush up.
Hey, okay, you guys argue later. We got a TV
Now, like
title.
you said, it's very commendable for Kevin Sullivan to come out here and give these up-and-coming young wrestlers a TV title shot. And you see the referee stepped through, and Sullivan took advantage of Leonard. I got a score to settle with Kevin Sullivan. It's no big secret, and I got another score to settle, too. And I'm just going to mention his name very fleetingly. Has a backslide.
Whoa, Sullivan almost an upset there by Leonard.
You can look at my eye today, Lance Russell, and my eye is busted wide open thanks to one man, Wayne Ferris, who's a little stooge for Kevin Sullivan. And I got a score to settle with him and Sullivan.
Kevin Sullivan, a couple of forearms, and Leonard goes for the small package. Sullivan, that's 3 almost, and you see the perplexed look on Sullivan's face.
See, this is not as easy as Sullivan thinks it's going to be. See, this Tim Leonard's come a long way in the short time he's been in the profession. And he could give Kevin Sullivan a rougher go for his money than Sullivan thinks possible. The only reason I'm out here in the first place is I want to be very visible in Kevin Sullivan's eyes. I want him to see me everywhere he goes, and I want him to know that I'm after him.
Well, Sullivan has indicated that the Mantells and the Lawlers and the Dundees and all have had their chance, and they're back down at the bottom of the ladder again. He's got some other young people.
You can't get a chance unless he gives it to you, and he's dodging and he's running, and I don't think the people at home are fooled for what Kevin Sullivan's little commendable tactics out here on the television.
Head scissors, Sullivan pops Leonard's head down. Tim's trying to kick his way out.
You see Leonard with the headlock. Now, he's controlling Sullivan very well at this point. You see Sullivan tried to step out of the ring then, and Leonard kept contact with the head and pulled him right back in.
Referee Jerry Calhoun, Sullivan out of it and dropping down with a knee.
Sullivan's a big chicken. You see, in any other profession, if a man beats another man, by gentleman's agreement, you should get a rematch. And I've been out here 3 weeks, and I've been doing everything I can do to get Kevin Sullivan to put the TV title up against me right here on TV, and he's avoided me for 3 weeks in a row. And I'm getting sick and tired of it.
Well, I can't disagree with the premise that you certainly deserve a rematch. Sullivan now starting to come on and really exert himself on young Tim Leonard. Into the ropes, backdrop.
Now, he may have him over.
Forearm, Leonard going for a standing side headlock as he grabs Sullivan in there, and every time Kevin gets a little momentum going on it, Leonard has been able to thwart him and slow him down with it.
I just wish Leonard could beat Sullivan today. I really do. See, ever since Kevin Sullivan won the TV title, I've been thinking about him 24 hours a day, in my sleep, in the morning. And there's a big punch by Leonard. Oh, shut up, Hart.
Jimmy Hart complaining about the fist. 4.5 minutes into the match. It's a 1-fall, 15-minute time limit as our TV championship matches are.
Stay with him, Tim.
Tim Leonard with a standing side headlock on Sullivan. He looked like he was trying to take him over, but
Lay on
Sullivan
him.
exerting some of the power that comes out of that muscular body, and he's trying to stay up on his feet. He drives Leonard back into the turnbuckle in there and really belted him on the ropes, and the referee, he really slashed him with a right hand, and reversal by Leonard. Monkey flip, and Sullivan hung on and shook him off. Wow. Right on the back of his head as we come up on the 5-minute mark. He dumps Leonard down, and there's the cover. 1, 2, 3. Well, and certainly what was not as easy a time as I really think, despite the mouthing that he gave words to how tough Leonard was. I don't think he really believed it.
I'm going to tell you, Kevin Sullivan is still a chicken, and he's still a coward. And he'll always remain that in my book.
Well, you can't make it any clearer than that, and Dutch Mantell has made it very clear about... Okay, Dutch, now let's not let... Hey, come on.
You're a low-life coward. Yeah, you're a low-life coward. Why don't you put it up against
Save
me?
it for the ring, will you?
Hey, I'd save it for the ring. He won't get in the ring with me. I'd save it for the ring.
State. Now, we don't need any trouble out here. I want to get away. You guys just cool it in there. And the charge from Mantell still goes. The fact that you haven't given him a return match or anything else.
Let me tell you something. I'm not going to talk to this redneck jerk over here. He's at the bottom of the list. I defeated him for the belt. If you ask me, he should be wrestling guys like Tim Leonard. I don't have to listen to him. Hey.
I want to tell you something. Hey, Whitney, go ahead. Why don't you put it on the line against me? Why don't you take on Leonard and put it back up against me?
Okay, save it for me. Now, let's not get in here and start any of that kind of stuff in here. We don't want that.
You tell him. I'm not even going to listen.
Hold him back, Jimmy. Hold him back. I don't have to hold him anywhere. Come on, baby. Come on.
Let me tell you something. I don't want to even listen to trash like this. I'm out here. He wants to jump me now that I had a tough match with Tim Leonard. If you ask me, guys like Lala, Green, Dundee, and this trash over here, if they could beat a guy like Tim Leonard, I'd be glad to give him a title shot. I'm not ducking nobody. I don't fear any man that walks the face of the earth, and certainly not you, you redneck.
There's nothing but air between me and you right now, Sullivan. Nothing but air. And all you got to do is take 6 steps. The only air is in your head, Paul. That's where the air is.
Okay, we can, I'm sure can make arrangements at a later time.
You're afraid, Sullivan. You're afraid to get back in the ring.
Lance, I'm gonna put all these accusations to rest. You said I haven't wrestled anybody for my TV belt of any caliber? Is that what?
That's
Is
exactly
that?
the
Is that the accusations that I haven't wrestled anybody?
That's right.
Well, I'll tell you what. Right here next week on TV, you know who I'm gonna wrestle?
Me.
No. Jerry Lawler, and I'll put it all to the end. Getting on.
Well, Kevin Sullivan has said it right here. Sullivan and Hart leaving, but he made the challenge that he would defend against Jerry the King Lawler next week for a TV championship, and that's not ducking anybody. I would have to give him credit for that.
Okay, I'll say one thing. I'll wait and see what happens.
Okay, Dutch Mantell. Kevin Sullivan wins over Tim Leonard, a tough bout, and nothing resolved between Dutch and Kevin Sullivan. But Sullivan did make the challenge out, said he would defend against Jerry the King Lawler next week, put his TV title on the line. We'll be back in just a moment. Back to Wave Country Championship Wrestling here in just a moment. I'll have the Gardens card for you completely. But first, I want to tell you about Fairdale, Kentucky, coming up Friday, June the 12th. Fairdale High School, 10-man tag, lots of action right there in Fairdale. Thursday, June the 25th, Harrodsburg, Kentucky. Now, we don't have the entire card, but already signed Bill Dundee, the Dream Machine. We'll bring you up to date on that later. Now, listen to the Gardens Tuesday night. Boy, what a night of action that's going to be. Big main event, Jerry Lawler, Bill Dundee, the Dream Machine, Dutch Mantell against the Nightmares, Kevin Sullivan, Wayne Ferris with Jimmy Hart at ringside. And listen to the stipulation, no time limit, no disqualification.
And that's what we asked for. We're the ones that asked for that. I almost bit my fingernails down into the quick last week, brother, because you know what? I have to hand old Thomas Marlin one credit for one thing. You're lucky. The boys are lucky that he definitely stopped that match, because I'm telling you, my men were on the verge of sending somebody to the hospital. Tell me, what's a masochist? That's what I want to know. What's a masochist?
Well, a masochist is someone, Jimmy, that likes to get beat. Ask Wayne about that. He's real...
Yeah, I know a lot of people that like to get beat on. They like it a whole lot. Roy Rodgers is the #1 masochist. He likes for me to beat on him. And besides that, there's somebody else. Jerry the King Lawler, Billy Boy Dundee, the Big Fat Dream Machine, and Harry Ape Man, Dutch Mantell. They love pain. They love to be beat on, because nobody's been beat more than those 4 boys. And when we get finished with them Tuesday night, they're going to be beat again. We're going to beat them all over that arena, just like we did the week before, and they're going to be begging for us to stop.
The Nightmares are ready, baby.
You know, we've chased them. Week after week, we've chased them. The only thing that I feel sorry for, you know, I have no respect for the 3 guys over there, but the 4th guy, Dutch Mantell, I feel sorry for them because he's a coward. And I want to make this statement, Dutch Mantell, to you. Before that 8-man tag match starts, you against me. And here's my invitation to you.
Tuesday. Well, Jimmy Hart is overdoing what he does best, and that is agitating. I would remind you that a short time ago, Hart had a bout with Roy Rodgers.
Hold it down,
and in that bout, when things started to go bad, somebody jumped in with a mask on. Okay, Jimmy, stop
Leave
agitating.
me alone. Agitating? I'm not doing anything. Just tell them to leave me alone.
Eddie Marlin, along with the AWA, reached an agreement because of the excessive interference that anybody who interferes in a match is going to be fined $1,000. It was determined by the AWA and Eddie Marlin that it was Wayne Ferris who had the mask on and interfered with it, a fine of $1,000. Jimmy Hart maintains the fact that it was not Wayne Ferris, that it was a friend of his, and today you're going to produce the guy that interfered in the match in there, and you made that stipulation right away as to what you're going to do.
You are definitely right, and today is the day that I'm bringing my friend on TV, just like I promised. Jimmy Hart keeps his word. These people know it. So I'll tell you what, if old Eddie Marlin can come out from laying on the couch in the back there, I know he's sound asleep somewhere.
Yeah, well...
Here he is, the Pat Boone of professional wrestling. Look, I wear white shoes. He wears white shoes. Look at it. Let me ask you something, Eddie. A couple of things straight here, if I can get these stupid idiot people over here to keep your big fat mouth shut while I'm trying to talk. Couple of things I want to know. Number one, you and the Wrestling Alliance came up with this stupid rule that from now on, any outside interference is a $1,000 fine or a suspension. Is that correct?
That's right. It's several of them who fined this past week.
Oh, definitely. And you mean the King, Jerry Lawler, is fine too, right?
That's right.
$1,000, right? All right, well, then that's beautiful, baby. That's exactly what I've been looking for, because you should take care of these punks like that and not always try to slap fines on me who I try to do the right thing. Okay, well, let me tell you, today is the day. You wanted me to bring my friend out here. I just wanted to be sure I got a couple of things straight. Either a $1,000 fine for outside interference or, number 2, a suspension. Am I correct? Well, beautiful, okay, if you'll just back up, right?
And you admit that he did interfere in the match.
I'm saying my friend, he's out here saying Wayne Ferris jumped in the ring, which is the stupidest lie I've ever heard in my professional career. But, okay, hey, that's right. I will stay right here if you can stand up, baby. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, and I use that word very, very loosely out there, I'm going to bring out for Eddie Marlin and Lance Russell and you stupid people over there, my friend, the Destroyer. Come here, Destroyer. Come on in. All right, baby. Come here, baby.
Yeah.
This is the Destroyer, not Wayne Ferris, Eddie Marlin.
Hart, you think we're all idiots? You think everybody here is idiots? That is Wayne Ferris.
I think you're an idiot beside the point, but this is not Wayne Ferris. This is the Destroyer. Now, I'm telling you he's the Destroyer, so what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do, big boy, huh? He's the Destroyer. You're either going to fine him $1,000 or suspend him, am I correct? right?
That's the rule.
Okay,
Anybody
that's the
interferes
rule.
with the match.
Okay, well then, right now, you're suspending the Destroyer. Destroyer, I'm sorry, baby, you're suspended. These people will never get to see the Destroyer ever in professional wrestling. Right now, you'll never get to see him. This is the Destroyer, not Wayne Ferris, and so he's suspended. You want to interview him before he goes? Tell him.
Wayne, let me ask you a few questions here about it. Jimmy,
Wayne, hey, baby, he ain't asking nothing. Come on, Destroyer, let's go. The Destroyer, baby, I'm sorry. You're a big chance in professional wrestling, you lost it, baby.
Yeah. Oh, boy, he's a smart one. He is a smart one. Roy, you got a match coming up later now.
Yes, I know that's Wayne Ferris. And Wayne Ferris is nothing but a coward.
Come on.
If you're not leaving on the ring right now, Wayne Ferris. Right now.
Will you guys just knock this
you're not a
stuff
coward,
off?
get up in the ring.
You're going to end up, all of you getting fined
Come on,
again.
baby.
Ferris is going to get a fine, and you're going to end up getting a fine.
Meet me in the ring, Wayne Ferris. I know it's you.
Oh, hey, come on now. Hold it up. Roy Rodgers jumping in the ring. Ferris hiding behind that Chic mask. Here comes Bill Dundee, the Dream. Dutch Mantel. Yeah, well, you're going to get a chance, Jimmy Hart, to see it. Yeah, it'll be $2,000 when that mask comes off because that's Wayne Ferris, Dundee, and Dutch Mantel, and there it is. Wayne Ferris underneath the mask is no surprise.
I got news for you, boy. You're a dead man. You're going to be dead, Roy Rodgers. I promise you, you're a dead man.
Well, are you going to pay the fine?
I ain't paying nothing. Roy Rodgers is dead. I
You're
promise
going
you.
to be
You're
suspended
finished,
and you'll
boy.
be gone out
I ain't
here.
going anywhere.
Wayne Ferris, a little backfire, as I think some people were curious like we were to really get the mask off and expose all of this charade as Hart tried to pass him off as a Destroyer and get him suspended under the name of the Destroyer because he wouldn't pay the fine in there. Wayne Ferris revealed, and he has got himself a suspension or a fine, and Ferris screaming at Roy Rodgers as he went out of here. Well, we've got our next match coming up. Chic Golden Boy Donovan will be in here against Chief Thundercloud. We met for the first time last week, the Golden Boy, and we have seen him a couple of times. Has had, thus far, excellent success in his efforts in the area.
Thank you, Mr. Russell. One announcement I want to make to the wrestling world. I've been here a week now. I've looked around, and I like almost everything I see. But one thing I like the most is that here in this area, they are the top professional wrestlers in the world today.
I certainly agree with that.
That's right. Now I'm here to fight the best. Due to this, and my fans calling, writing me letters, sending me cards, I have decided, Mr. Russell, to stay in the area for a while.
Okay, great.
But there's one thing that I do not like and I will not tolerate, is that I have seen so many guys run out and jump in the ring and harbor somebody from the behind. Now, you think that is sportsmanship?
No, I know it isn't, and that's the reason that the fine and the alliance has started to crack down on it.
You'll never see the Golden Boy do anything that is not proper. I'll tell you, guys, any one of you, I don't care who you are, if you jump in the ring on me at my back, you're going to have to...
Okay. Well,
You're going to have to put up with what I dish out. One more thing I want to say. I can be sassy, baby, but I also can be nasty. Beat me if you can.
Chic Golden Boy Donovan, Dave, we're ready for the official announcement.
It's going to be a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. Introducing on the right of the screen from San Carlos, Arizona, 201-pound Chief Thundercloud. And going against him from Hollywood, California, 228 pounds, Golden Boy Chic Donovan. 1 fall, 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun is the referee. Thundercloud has the Indian blanket and the headdress folded and put away. Chic Donovan's got the golden jacket off. Yeah.
Bell time. Here we go.
Thundercloud back onto the ropes, reversing, rolling on the ropes, back in the corner. Both of them battling for advantage. Referee Jerry Calhoun here, he wants them off the ropes. Thundercloud for the takedown on the Golden Boy. Donovan, nice combination. Gets Thundercloud down in the head scissors. He breaks out of it. Good moves by the Golden Boy Chic Donovan. He's been impressed in the short time he's been in this area. He does have some wrestling ability. But you cannot sell him short for that. Thundercloud checking out the golden glitter that he has acquired. Donovan round behind, got the arm up in the hammer position. Thundercloud rolls him down to the mat. Thundercloud goes for the left arm and hand. Donovan back up on his feet. Double twist on Thundercloud's left arm. Thundercloud with an open-handed chop. Donovan with a closed fist chop. Well, forearm is ruled by referee. Referee's closer to it than we are. He said he hit him with a forearm.
Okay, come on, back out. Get him off the rope.
2 minutes into the action. That was forearm, no doubt about it, by Donovan. Thundercloud off his feet long enough for him to be able to get back up. Cover by Thundercloud. Donovan immediately kicks out of the cover. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Donovan. Headlock on Chief Thundercloud. A little hair pulling by Mr. Donovan. He was caught by referee Jerry Calhoun, and he has to give up the hold. Well, there was Donovan out here about 3.5 minutes ago saying that you'd never see him do anything wrong. Well, a little hair pulling right there by Chic Donovan. 3 minutes have passed. 1 fall, 15 minutes is the overall time limit. Chic Donovan pretty well in control. Oh, Thundercloud. Open hand chop. He caught a forearm in the mouth, I think, from Donovan. Donovan, flat part of the boot across the chest. Picks Thundercloud up by the hair. Got him in the air. Backbreaker across the knee. Donovan goes for the rope. Thundercloud moves out of the way. Donovan with the upper arm and elbow, and he hits nothing but the mat as Thundercloud saw him coming and that move. Gee, boy, the Chief, little steam. Chopping Donovan as he comes off those ropes. Golden Boy fired into the ropes again. Thundercloud missed. Donovan with a kick puts Thundercloud on the mat. Got the figure 4 on it. And that may be it. That is it. Submission by Chief Thundercloud. Boy, Donovan, we've seen him use that before, and he is effective with it, let me tell you.
He was right there as he defeats Chief Thundercloud. 4:24 the time. He loves that figure four leg lock, and like you say, he is very effective with it. And of course, he was today as he got it on. And boy, once you get it on right, you got yourself just an almost ironclad situation where somebody's going to have to give it up or lose a leg in there.
Yeah, it's one of those that I've heard wrestlers talk about before. If you're not careful in trying to get out of it, you can actually snap the thing. So you got to be careful.
Okay, the winner, Chic Golden Boy Donovan over Chief Thundercloud. We got big action coming up, and don't forget, we got something that I know you're going to want to see. Wild and woolly bout, and that'll be coming up a little bit later on. Okay, we'll be back in just a moment. Okay, no more to be said. Louisville Gardens, Louisville, Kentucky. Let's just take a look at the action as it happened, Dave. Billy down once again. Here comes the dream. Here's Sullivan. Sullivan full Nelson on Dundee, while Ferris hammers him from that second rope. And now the Dream going after Sullivan. Ferris again stings him with that right hand. Billy bleeding about the face, and no wonder. Once again, Ferris cracked him right in the jaw. Hart saying, pound him, pound him. Bill, face first. Sullivan takes over. The big elbow as Billy rolled out of the way. Superstar trying to get to the corner to tag the Dream. He is almost out on his feet. Bill bleeding profusely from the pounding, and Ferris just continues to administer it. Slams his head right into Sullivan's knee. Bill with a flying press. Can he hold it? 1, 2, no. It's a beautiful flying press. But I was concerned with the pounding that Bill had taken, whether he could hold a powerful Sullivan down. Sullivan, this is his effort. Tag, and Ferris leaned way in. Dundee kicks him into midsection. Well, Billy trying to fight both Sullivan and Ferris. Got caught from behind. There he shovels him off. And both Ferris and Dundee are down. Wayne, first one up. Misses. Bill got out of the way. Hart in hysterics over on the side, trying to get him to pin Dundee. That's easier said than done. Dundee swinging back. Nailed is Sullivan. And Bill
with that walking stick. He fouls. That's going to be a disqualification. 14 minutes, 55 seconds, and the disqualification will be against Sullivan and Ferris. Hart with no business in the ring. Beating now on the Dream Machine. Poking him, sticking him. He really nailed Dundee. The Dream down, Sullivan after him, Ferris after Dundee. They've already lost it. Sullivan with the stick beating on the Dream, and Ferris rolls Dundee over. Officially, it's all over with. That didn't have a thing to do with the action. As Sullivan, Ferris, Hart, all really punishing Dundee in the Dream Machine. Billy up, but he's nailed from behind, caught in the front with that stick. And Sullivan just shillelaghing with a Hart stick, and now Hart has it working on the Dream. Dream's mask torn. Dundee's face is torn. The referee asked for some help, and here comes Jerry the King. He nails Hart. Howard, Ferris, and Sullivan. Now Lawler's got the stick. Blazes on Ferris. Pounding Wayne Ferris. Oh, here comes the nightmare. Both of them jump Lawler. They're beating on Lawler in the corner, and Sullivan gets the stick. Now it's the nightmare. Sullivan, Ferris, and Hart with Dundee, the Dream, and Lawler. Ferris beating away on him. Look at Hart pound Lawler with that walking stick. The nightmare holding Lawler down. Hart nails Dundee with the stick. What a brawl. The referee powerless to stop anything. Too much of it happening. Hart with a handful of powder throws it to Dream's face. Now it's Dundee's eyes. Ferris down on Jerry the King. And they are really working Lawler over in the corner there. Here comes Dutch Mantell. The Dutchman. Free swinging Texan going after him. He really blasted Ferris. Then Sullivan. Lawler is back up. What a mess. Dundee is back up. Look at this scene in the Louisville Garden. They're battling on the floor. Mantell after Sullivan. The Nightmare, the Dream, Jurian. Lawler after Hart. All the way in the back. Pounding away. The Dream beating on the Nightmare. There's Hart. Sullivan and Mantell. What a wild brawl. There goes the barricade. Sullivan missed Mantell with a sack of sand. They are battling everywhere. Lawler chasing the Nightmare all the way up in the bleachers. And there goes Lawler. The Nightmare caught him, and he's bouncing down the steps. The King back on his feet once again. Head over heels, and here comes Ferris. the stairs, but back on the floor. Lawler body slams the Nightmare on the concrete. Sullivan in the Dream. Dundee comes up after Sullivan. Right back at the dressing room door, the Dream not quitting. He's still going after him. And Dundee and Mantell. What a brawl.
I'm exhausted all over again.
Watching it, yeah.
What a brawl that was, man, is right. Woo! I gotta tell you, that was something else. We thought everybody would get a kick out of seeing that.
Yeah.
It was wild and woolly, and I'm glad I was up where I was at. We got more action, and we're going to be back to it in just a moment. Action back in the ring here in just a moment. Hey, I want to tell you about a couple of times again, just the dates on them. Fairdale High School, Friday, June the 12th. One of the bouts, 10-man tag match. Then let's move down to June the 25th. That's a Thursday night. Harrodsburg, Kentucky, sponsored by the high school track team, and by golly, it'll be something else right there. Now, Tuesday night, the entire card in the Garden, and I got to tell you, when you get down to that main event, woo, it is going to be something with that no time, no disqualification. Well, here's the entire card. Roy Rodgers and Jim Dalton will be tangling in a single match in there. Steve Kern and Roger Howell. Chic Golden Boy Donovan going against Koko Ware. And then the match we were talking about. 8 men. Jerry Lawler, Bill Dundee, the Dream Machine, and Dutch Mantell. On the other side of the ring, Kevin Sullivan, Wayne Ferris, and the Nightmares with Jimmy Hart at ringside. No time, no disqualification.
I tell you, you tell them right now. I'll tell you, I'm a little tired of all
I'm
your...
telling you right now, my man can't wrestle because he's got a severe case of stomach cramps right here, and Wayne Ferris is going to take his place right now.
All of a sudden, he's got a severe
He's
case
got a
of
bad
stomach
case of
ache.
stomach cramps.
And Wayne Ferris is not scheduled in this match in here.
Well, listen, man, I'm telling you, the man is sick and he can't wrestle now, and Wayne's going to take his place right now.
The Nightmare is scheduled, Dave, to go against Roy Rodgers and Koko Ware, and all of a sudden we've got a real bad case of the stomach cramps here. And the Nightmare #1 is not able to wrestle, according to Jimmy Hart in there. I don't know, from the referee's standpoint, whether he's going to let this go on or not, because Ferris is definitely not scheduled.
Ring the bell!
Well, here comes Bill Dundee, the Dream,
Look, Baby Blount.
and Dutch Mantell. And they're telling Roy Rodgers to get out of the ring. Rodgers was ready to go with Wayne Ferris. Don't know that would have been a good idea. But
let me tell you something, Lance. We ain't falling for this guy. We ain't falling for this guy. I'm talking. Let me tell you something. I'll take the boy's place right here. I'll show you. I got your fat boy, Bubba Smith.
well, apparently Roy Rodgers suddenly ended up with a bad case of
Stomach cramps, yeah.
stomach cramps himself, and the Dream Machine has peeled his shirt off, and a whole different complexion as he is now in this
News for you, Russell. That punk Roy Rodgers, he can't hide behind Dundee and the Dream and Dutch Mantell all his life. That city ain't that big. So I'm going to get you, Roy. I promise you that you can't hide. You're mine.
I'll tell you what let's do right now. Let's us take a break and get this thing straightened out. Let's just take a break.
Expiration of time match at a total of 440 pounds with their vocal manager, Jimmy Hart, the Nightmares. Total of 438 pounds. From Union City, Tennessee, Koko Ware. And from Nashville, Tennessee, Roy Rodgers. Expiration of time match, Jerry Calhoun, the referee. And we are underway. Roy Rodgers starts for his team.
That's the way it was originally scheduled to be.
Right.
The Nightmares against Rodgers and Koko Ware as Wayne Ferris. You notice the Nightmare really got feeling better all of a sudden.
Miraculous recovery.
Yes, miraculous recovery. When the Dream, who, by the way, is just sitting out there to be sure that there's no more of this Wayne Ferris interference or anything. Okay, first ball of an expiration of time. As the Nightmares, number 1 tags out to number 2, and Roy Rodgers will be tangling with number 2. Jimmy, boy, you know, you get to the point where it's just like a mosquito buzzing in your ear. You get so sick of hearing all that droning on and that agitation out of Hart that you want to take that stick and cram it in his mouth. Okay, back in the ring in here, the Nightmare. Sit down, Jimmy, and shut up, will you? Nightmare number 1 back in with Roy Rodgers. And here comes number 2 as Rodgers whipped over into the rope. Big backdrop. Roy hits hard. Koko Ware waiting if Roy can get the tag, and another big backdrop. Double leg. Very nice teamwork. Give him the credit where the credit's due. He kicks out of it. Only a 2 count. Roy trying to battle his way back. And there's the tag on Koko. Koko all the way up, sky high on that drop kick into a side headlock, tucked into the rope. Down he goes, and referee Jerry Calhoun trying to get
Hart tripped Koko.
Well, I was watching the referee back there, and here goes the Dream after Jimmy Hart. Did we get a count? I didn't see.
I don't think we got a count, no. There's a count, too.
Yeah, we did now. 1, 2, 3. And the first ball, and what? Hart reached down and what? Tripped Koko?
He tripped Koko, yeah. And that pulled him off his feet, and the Nightmare jumped in. 2:19.
Okay, we'll be back in just a moment. Before I get into the Gardens here coming up Tuesday night, a reminder, Fairdale High School. That's Friday night, June the 12th. Big 10-man tag, among other things. You be there and look at it now. Tuesday night, Louisville Gardens. Boy, big night of action in there, capped off by that 8-man tag match. It's going to have Sullivan, Ferris, and the Nightmares, with Jimmy Hart ever present at ringside, going against the King, the Superstar, the Dutchman, and the Dream. All of that is going to be taking place in a no time limit, no disqualification, Jerry.
Well, you know, we promised the people last week. First of all, we said that the initial fight we had was one of the wildest affairs that I'd ever seen, and then we promised them last week it was going to get wild, and things did get a little out of hand. The match was stopped. Everybody got disqualified, but that's not going to take place this week. And I want to tell you something, Jimmy Hart. You know, last week I had to be wrestling in that ring, and I had to wait for you to stick your nose in, because I knew if I got out there that I would cost us the match. Well, I don't have to wait this week because we can't be disqualified. The referee can't raise their hands if I get out there on that floor and beat your brains out. So you know, Hart, you know good and well that I'll chase you anywhere in that Louisville Garden. Up in the stands, I don't care where I have to chase you, and I'm going to get my hands on you Tuesday night because they can't stop the match and they can't disqualify us, and I don't have to wait. So as soon as that bell rings, I'm going to be on you, Hart, so you just be ready for it, punk.
Golly, it's going to be fight time.
This is exactly the way I like it. No disqualification, no time limit. They can go all night. And, Sullivan, the time clock is on you. It's tick, 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 and you can't run and hide forever. Because we're after you. I like it this way, Lance. I like everybody running, hollering, screaming, and climbing the wall because it reminds me of back home in Texas. That's the way we fight. Sullivan, I'm zeroing in on you Tuesday night. And when I set my sights on somebody, I'm coming after you. And when I'm coming after you, brother, I'm going to be on you like a chicken on a June bug. And I'm coming strong. And I got 2 good men, 3 good men to back me up. And when we all climb in there and we put our heads to something, it's going to get done. Sullivan, I'm after you, brother.
You see it Tuesday night at the Garden.
Oh, boy, I loved it today.
Oh, some kind of
I
action.
didn't like all the conversation from Hart and various things like that, but I did like the action in it. Let's review it, please, Dave.
Kevin Sullivan successfully defended his TV title against Tim Leonard today. It was Golden Boy Chic Donovan over Chief Thundercloud, and the Nightmares, with an assist from Jimmy Hart, win over Koko, Ware, and Roy Rodgers. Hart tripped them, but they win the match.
For Dave Brown, Lance Russell, looking for you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.